Thank you, Ms. Karen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're faced today with a team proposition who doesn't understand that police officers are actually capable people. We're not giving guns to lazy people who aren't trained. They have gone through the training and they are perfectly capable of handling a gun. We do not see what their perception of a police officer is. People go through special training in order to get a gun, rigorous training, both psychological and practical training, how to shoot and how to aim. So we're not dealing with people who do not know how to use a gun. They're perfectly capable of using the gun in the best manner possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, also they stated that by removing the firearms, they will be forced to use other weapons. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, less effective weapons. We're taking away power from the police. That is what team proposition is suggesting. Lead them to use more ineffective ways. Also, they stated that they're not carrying guns, and that is why the crime rate is lower. But ladies and gentlemen, maybe because the crime rate is lower in these countries, that is why they do not carry guns. They have not proven to us that not carrying guns, in fact, is the reason that the crime rate is less. And this could be the other way around. Also, what is their solution? Rubber bullets. However, this team fails to understand what firearms are. What are rubber bullets fired from? They are fired from guns. Therefore, they are fired from firearms. And this debate is about firearms, not lethal weapons. So according to this debate, actually, firing rubber bullets would also need a firearm to be done from. That is why we're actually ignoring completely today's debate. And what is it about? No, thank you. Also, they asked us again and again, why is a gun necessary? And they mentioned batons and tear gas. But ladies and gentlemen, they underestimate the power that the gun has. Not only as a long-range weapon, but also as a way of intimidation. It has definitely a greater effect against criminals and against people who are willing to commit a crime. And also, they have stated many cases in which we actually accidentally killed someone, but they haven't actually grasped the concept that guns sometimes are used in a justified manner. We do not only have hate crimes and policemen running around shooting. They're actually preventing crimes to happen by having guns, and some of the shootings are in fact justified. And that is why in the Ferguson case specifically, there has been an ongoing debate whether or not the policeman's life was actually under danger. And when he sees a person attacking him and going to the window and trying to grab the firearm, yes, he shoots, because that is the only way that he can protect himself at that moment.
Well, we've shown you other effective methods, shown you emergency response. Can you give us an example of how a police officer carrying a gun actually works?
Thank you very much. Emergency response, the patrolling police officer is the first one at the scene. He's the first one to act. That is why emergency response is actually not good enough. It takes time for them to come and to arrive at the scene. And actually, nowadays, as I will prove to you through our constructive case, criminality has increased. So paroling police officers and all these units, the basic units, actually deal with armed criminals as well in everyday basis, perhaps even in everyday basis scenarios in some countries. And that is why they need to have a way to defend themselves in such situations. We do not live in times where guns were not so commonly used. So, please.
So why does a country like Britain, for example, not have all these massive police killings?
Thank you very much. You're talking about massive police killings and again, unjustified killings and all of this great scenario which actually does not correspond to what is happening in today's society. Police, as we have proven to you, sometimes the use of guns is actually justified and actually that police officers do not always shoot. So the mass killings wouldn't even occur because the gun would act as a deterrent and not as a measure to actually shoot the criminal to stop him from committing the crime. Now, moving on to our constructive case. First of all, the police should be able to react to contemporary social problems. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in 2015. The armed violence has drastically increased, and that is why the police need to redefine their role in order to react to these contemporary problems. In the UK, gun crime has almost tripled since 2008, and in London specifically, it has tripled. And that is why, by having a state where police forces are not armed, this is not only harmful to the state, but also the state appears weak. It appears as it has a soft touch compared to other regions, and that is less able to take care of the problems. So if we have a place where there are many, where the the police forces are armed and a place where they're not, where would the criminal decide to act? Of course, he would act where the guns would be less, where police force would not be armed, and this will lead to an increase in criminality, even more so than we have nowadays. Now, about increased criminality and organized crime, there is a global increase in gun ownership, even with countries who do not traditionally have criminal gun culture. And that is why, because we have increased risks, that is exactly why we should have police officers who are able to defend themselves. If the criminality is increased, then of course the police has to be able to react to this increase in criminality by carrying a gun in order to not have the criminal, not to be above the police officer, but the police officer to be above the criminal in means of protection and how to act. And now moving on to our final point, the psychology is something that should be really taken into account. And not just the psychology of the policeman, but also the psychology of the civilians. First of all, a policeman with no gun will be more vulnerable, have more stress, anxiety, and limited defense options. And this will, without a doubt, interfere with the way he works. When the life of a policeman is at risk, and there's the possibility always of a hostage case, the police is left vulnerable, and therefore this has a huge strain on the officer and how he chooses to act. And also, on the other hand, according to the citizen, by having a police force with guns, communities feel safer. Because even the sight of armed police officers makes the people know that the police is there and that it is perfectly equipped to react to the problems at hand. For example, in British airports, they carry guns not because they offer a tactical advantage or for more suitable aiming. They carry special guns in order to deter crime. And that is why they carry submachine guns, in order to make communities feel safer and to make people feel as if they're being protected. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we do not wish to arm the criminals. And by disarming the police, this is exactly what we're doing. We're arming the criminals. And because the police should be able to react to contemporary social problems, because there's an increased criminality, and because we have to take into account the psychology, this side of the house likes to oppose this measure.